So first of all, to meet you where you're at, let me know right like out of nowhere, what's your process for setting? What do you do? What do you think is right? All that good stuff.
Okay. Good question. Good question. So I have used a couple scripts before, done a few role plays, so less than 10. I've done
Hmm.
over like 200 for closings, so I have like a larger base and I need to scale it down. However, the part
Hmm.
of scaling it down isn't just doing less, it's like it's a different process. That's what I believe. So I need to get a couple main things, which is like
Hmm.
first off the interest in getting some help and that it's actually
Hmm.
important. And that like the closer could dive into it and discover the value worth, whatever the program is, so
Hmm.
like 2, 3K. So I need to probe on why is that important
Hmm.
and what he wants.
Hmm.
Then obviously like see if we can help him, right? If he wants like to make 100K but we do 10K, it's not good. So what
Hmm.
he wants, why he wants it on the surface level, and then um it depends on the offer. Some do financial qualifiers. I don't like it that
Hmm.
much. But yeah, maybe just ask what he does
Hmm.
for a living and stuff and
Yeah.
see from there if it would make sense instead of just asking, oh, do you have some money set aside that's like retarded in sales and stuff.
Hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then what does he want? Like, how does the goal look like? Because why he wants and what the goal looks like is a bit different as well. Perhaps not go
Yeah.
into consequence. But then, yeah, probably would skip the question of like, oh, what happens if nothing? Like, if you don't get that though, like, it's not my place. Then dive into the final part, which is most detailed as I know it, as far as I
Hmm.
know. Um,
Hmm.
which is like you set up. It starts with the okay, so based on everything that you've said, I feel like
Hmm.
there is definitely a potential for us to help.
Hmm.
However, just to be 100% sure or to point you in the right direction, like I'm gonna schedule up a call with our like advisor or some cool named role,
Yeah.
and you introduce him by the name. I love doing that part of like and so first you ask for permission to like schedule. Okay, so will it be cool
Yeah.
if we connect you to and he can show you exactly how you can achieve that, as well as also dive deeper into whether we can totally help you. And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then you go, okay, what time do you have? You have this, and okay, cool. I actually have a spot for with Jack, and it's kind of
Hmm.
rare, but he's a phenomenal guy. He helped like hundreds of people like you, so he would love it and
Hmm.
have an absolute blast with him. And then double confirmation. Besides, aside
Yeah.
from you getting hit by a bus or a tsunami or an apocalypse, like we would definitely show up for the call just so
Yeah.
you have that efficiency. He's like, yeah. And then okay, cool, man. Super excited for your progress. I'll see you on the call. You're gonna get an email as well with the confirmation and stuff. Probably a testimonial mention as well.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Perfect.
that's
Perfect.
my
So
process.
yeah, no, you have a lot of things that are good, that are genius, that are gonna be your bread and butter every single day. For
Hmm.
example, hyping up that call, hyping up like, yeah, this guy, you're gonna have a blast with him. He has helped.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
your bread and butter every day. You have to, because show up rate.
yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's super
One
important.
thing and one thing only, show up rate.
Mm.
Here's the thing, and here's like, okay, now I'll just dive deep into mindset and everything.
Yep.
Appointment setting, it's super easy to do. Like it's
Okay.
that easy because you're not selling the product, you're not selling anything. You just have to sell the meeting. And
Yeah.
the truth is, anybody in their lives, like anybody in the entire world, if they're interested in something, even the slightest, they're gonna say to a meeting with a guy. Like if you do the bare minimum, which is saying the right words at the right time, which is having a normal conversation, they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have another conversation with another person. Now, obviously, there are gonna be some objections. You're gonna have to literally objection handle and reframe. But I'm gonna get into that later. As for right now, just have the mindset that if someone wants, they will accept the meeting and you're gonna book them in. But there are a lot of challenges and things that could go wrong. So the hardest part is not the convincing part when you're doing appointment setting. The hardest part is for to get people to actually show up.
Mm.
That's one
Yeah.
thing. And then the other very, very important thing that is your bread and butter when you're appointment setting is dequalifying.
Yeah.
Because here's the truth. And this is what it took me so much time to learn. And I kept making the same mistake over and over and over again. And it's probably the main reason why I couldn't stay at that company. I wasn't making enough money or not worth my time. And it's one of the hardest things. And it's one thing that goes completely against being a closer. So actually, the more you've trained as a closer, the less it works in your favor. And here's the
The
deal.
last what's in my favor, sorry?
because
More.
you've done so much of a closing, of being a closer,
Yeah.
your brain is wired to work differently as you should as a closer. So it
Yeah.
doesn't work
Like,
in your favor as a setter. And it's the
because you
following:
don't have to jump in
you have
and
to be
like spend that
qualified.
much. Mm.
Your goal, your only goal when you're a setter is to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, eventually.
Because setting is so easily that you're gonna assume the set. You know how when you're closing they tell you, "Oh, assume the sale."
Yeah.
Well, actually, here what you're gonna do is you're gonna assume that they're not qualified.
Okay.
You want to dequalify them. You're gonna try to do that as much and as quickly as you can. And plot twist, you're gonna dequalify a lot more people than the ones you're gonna qualify. It's probably like a 5-to-1 ratio
Of a qualified person.
of like for each five that are unqualified, one is qualified.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because and the reason why they say like assume the close obviously is because you want to be the mindset of he needs it, it's gonna work for him, whatever. In when you're setting, most likely everybody's gonna say yes to a call, but then the ones that are number one like legitimately qualified and number two that are gonna show up, that decreases a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Because okay, yeah, it could happen that actually people don't want to jump into the call, and that could be your fault because you don't really sell the call that well, or because they have a limiting belief, and that has happened. Is very very less common, but you're gonna definitely deal with some limiting beliefs, and you're gonna definitely have to objection handle.
Yeah.
But you know that skill. That's closing. That's sales. That's no
Yeah.
difference.
So first
And
part
you
to
and
qualify, and second to
yeah,
like sell the call
yes,
in
exactly.
proof shop, right? Yeah.
So what you're gonna notice when you're doing setting, and I'm pretty sure you've already tasted a little bit of this when you're calling people to close them,
Yeah.
is that you have a lot of freedom. You have a lot of freedom. You can say consequence or not say consequence. You can dive into
Mm.
goals and pain or goals or any sort of combination. You can do anything you want. Truth is, everything works. Some are more efficient than others, yes. That's just something that with your specific context, with your specific niche of people that you're
Yeah.
talking to, if it's young males from 17 till whatever age or whatever, then it's different than if it's like moms trying to lose weight. You'll figure that out. I have no worries. And that's just repetition and trying to
Yeah.
fix things. But the main thing that you have to understand is that you want to qualify a lot of people because of time, pretty much. Once you think that someone is qualified and everybody lies, right? They could be super unqualified but say that they have money or whatever. Once you make that decision of yes, they're qualified, I'm gonna proceed with the sale, and you spend all this effort and tactics and time more than anything into get him more than to accept the setting process. Because to be honest, if you're with call that someone that just called you just in order for them to go away, you're just gonna say like, yeah, sure, book me in for tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
right? And it's also something that you are interested. So you could, as a prospect, even think that you want it. You think that you actually want it. Oh yes, I am interested about this. I did sign up. I did give my number. I think I do want it. But in reality, maybe it's not that important for them. So then
Yeah.
when they have a single time to think about things and hesitate, or they remember, oh, I have football practice tomorrow, or oh, right now in the moment, I don't feel like I want to talk to nobody, so I'm just not gonna show up. All those things can happen.
Yeah.
So my point is, once you take that decision of okay, they're qualified, I'm gonna spend my time, my tactics, everything to make sure that they show up more than for them to accept the meeting, because everybody would accept the meeting, but very few would show up.
Yeah.
If it happens that they are unqualified and you made a mistake, then more than the closer being pissed or whatever, that really doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
You lost time,
Mm.
and time is absolutely everything when you're appointment setting. Why? Because whenever they said, or whenever, yeah, like you know what they say about sales is a numbers game. You have to do a
Yeah.
lot in
Some
order to make
people.
something. No, not some people. When you are setting, that's the Bible. Like that is the truth.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you.
Yes, you as a closer, and I had the same mindset. I was like,
It's
no,
as a
it's not
it's a
a,
closer
it's a
mindset. It's
skill.
not a number game.
Yeah,
Yeah. But with setting,
it's not a
yeah.
numbers
Okay.
game. It's skill.
Yeah.
And with setting is the same thing. It is skill, but it's the skill to do huge numbers, to do
Yeah.
huge volume.
I mean, it's
And
always like
the only
volume
way,
multiplied by leverage, but it's like how important is it, right? Leverage versus
yeah,
volume.
but the thing is, you need very little. You don't need to be a good, awesome, amazing salesperson or closer to make people to fill up a calendar. You don't need to.
Yeah, yeah.
But what you do need to be is an amazing strategist on how to, because think of a setting as digging for gold. You're
Okay.
gonna have to scoop a lot of times without like and scoop a lot of dirt so that you scoop a little bit of gold,
Yeah, okay, okay.
and that is a strategy.
Yearning for the mines.
And why it does matter and why it is a numbers game on top of like everything that I've told you, because you're not in control of the sale. At the end of the day, you're relying on
Mm.
somebody else's talent, somebody else's skill, the closer.
Okay. Okay, that's very true,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So,
even when once you
okay.
find gold, yeah, once you find gold and you're like, okay, this is qualified, and I know that this is
Yeah.
qualified and whatever, you're still just throwing it in the air and hoping that it lands in your basket,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, okay, where
right?
it can get lost. Yeah.
So when I did started getting and seeing some results was when I implement some of the rules, and then I can tell you my framework, like the things that I said, everything. Which, as I said, it's optional because everything works, and I make sure that you're gonna probably find out your own thing. But this is the mindset that is the base core pillar where everything builds upon, right? Which is the framework, everything that you actually say. But is this the qualify people as soon as possible,
Mm.
and when they are qualified, that's when you get surprised, and that's when you continue with the sale. But
Yeah.
set literally a timer, and if you are not fully 100% sure that they're qualified or not in the first 3 minutes, then man, you have to polish your skill set. You have to do something.
Yeah.
And ideally, it's actually like 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute and a half, all the different things.
Yeah, and you get a feel for whether it's qualified or not.
Yeah. But more than
Okay.
a feel, you do want to be really, really sure.
Yeah, logically.
Yeah. And you get away with being sure. Like once you start doing
Mm.
it, and at the beginning it's a little bit uncomfortable, but that's the whole deal with appointment setting, to get as uncomfortable as you could possibly be so that you become as calibrated as you could be, right? So if you all of a sudden say something super weird that you would never say, for example, so how much do you make per hour as the first thing when you call someone, which is like super
Yeah.
weird, like, who is this? Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That teaches you how to be super calibrated when you actually intend to make the sale with all your effort.
Mm.
Like the stakes are so low on fumbling a call that you're gonna be trying all sorts of different things, and that's okay. That's encouraged.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Love that.
So, and eventually you find a way to be sure if the people are qualified or not. You find your way to be so smooth and so you have so many micro skills that you end up being able to ask how much they make, how much, like everything. What do they do? You get away with it. You can ask us anything that you want.
Yeah,
Like how
nice.
many
Okay, I
freckles
love that.
are they have in their fucking left cheek, ass cheek? You can ask. You can get away
Yeah.
with it.
Okay. Nice.
Obviously, depends on the industry and your skills and whatever, but you get away with it. The important thing is time and time only, and it's a numbers game.
Okay.
But again, it's not that much of a numbers game because you are able to put numbers as long as you have the skill and the strategy of dequalify, dequalify, dequalify.
True.
And then the ones that are qualified, then those you make sure that you don't fumble. But and we can dive into that in another session.
Yeah, that's the
What to
mindset.
say, what to say to make sure that they do show up on the call, because that's really hard as well, making them show up. So you're gonna spend a bit of time, a bit of effort. But there's still always the chance of them not showing up. That's just a given. That's why you
Yeah.
never get to 100% showing up. And even if they show up, even if they're qualified, there's always the chance of them not closing because of
Yeah,
the
some
closer.
people never buy. Yep.
So it's still a
Something like
numbers game in terms of someone who is perfectly qualified. It's the most qualified person you've ever met in your entire life.
yeah.
A person that you say, hey, I'm gonna, like the closer's gonna close this. I'm 2000% sure.
Yeah.
There's still the chance that he won't close. And that's why in every call that you are ever gonna have, don't make it more than 15 minutes. Even with
Yeah.
the most qualified prospect, like sometimes I think, oh, this prospect is so qualified. And I'm talking about a guy that was a YouTuber. He had like 5 million subscribers. He was basically riding Lambos and just supercars a new supercar every weekend.
Yeah.
It was hilarious, and I spent on call with him for 45 minutes because at the end we talked and we follow each other on Instagram and we build massive rapport.
Yeah.
So like he is qualified 3,000%. Like I could have sold him right there on the spot,
Yeah.
but I mean he has to go through like I made a whole sales call with him, and I was like, yeah, that day you go ahead and you talk to this guy, and you're for sure gonna get perfect. You're gonna be set. And he ended up not closing.
Hmm.
Why the fuck? Because according to the closer, he's like, oh, he's got a lot of money, he doesn't need it.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, we could dive into what happened there, but the truth is
Yeah, yeah.
there was a
That's
selling
a
point. There
good
was a
point.
massive selling point because it wasn't money that he was after. It
Yeah.
was a network of like-minded people that he wanted to surround himself, and he wanted to learn a new skill because he's a person that just learns new skills and new skills, and well, obviously that got him to the place where he's at.
Yeah,
But
but the closer
the
was
closer
just
was
too
like money,
focused.
right?
Yeah.
So probably like in the first 30, 20 even minutes of the call, the closer knew, oh, he's in qualified.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
stupid, bro. That's fucking dumb. That's fucking dumb. But I spent
Yeah.
45 minutes on call with this guy. But if I held the rule of only 10, ideally 10, but if you want to go that extra step in order to make sure that they do show up to the call, maybe 15 minutes. So 5 minutes of saying how awesome the closer is and going to consequence and all these things to make sure that they show up. Okay, 15. If I would have held myself to that rule of maximum 15 minutes, then how many 15-minute calls can you pack in 45 minutes? Three, counting
Yeah.
the one. So that's three qualified prospects where I could have given other closers the chance to close and I earn my commission,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
So it's like instead of digging for big pieces of gold, you go for the normal gold, but then just, as much of those as possible. So there's a higher
Yeah,
chance
yeah.
of like that
The
landing
lesson would be all gold is the same
the close.
size.
Hmm.
All gold, and
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
you
You
should
may think they're more qualified, but it's like same close rate, right?
same size.
Yeah.
So if time is gold, give the same amount of time to each piece of gold, no matter if one is shinier, bigger, whatever, because it's not
Yeah.
on you. And that's super different than the closing mindset.
Yeah, because like every person is qualified. I'll do my best till the very end, and like yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yep.
If you, and this was my mindset, like to death. And that's like, there's no qualified people. There's just you not being able to close.
Yeah.
And that's literally what Dan says. Dan says that, right? I got that from
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's right. As long as you're a closer,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
he's
Across the
right.
setter, the goal is the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
So that is the
I
mindset.
love
The
that.
two most important things are number one, and by far more important than anything else, dequalify. Dequalify as much as you can. As much as if you're in a good company, which of course you're gonna be, there's options. There's always piles of dirt to try. There's a huge lead pool that you're gonna man, you can work endlessly all the time without stopping, without eating, without sleeping. All good.
Yeah, yeah, if I have that, for sure. Hmm.
Um, so unqualified. If you're not sure, if you're not able to fully know, but you're gonna be able to eventually once you get the skill and everything. It's not gonna take you long. You're gonna be able to, and you're gonna find out that most of them are unqualified, and that's what you are gonna aim for. Why do I tell you that you have to aim for unqualified people? Because of mindset. If you aim for the qualified ones, you're gonna get unmotivated. You're gonna be
Hmm.
like, man, I've talked to 15 people today, and they're all fucking unqualified. You're gonna feel frustrated. You're gonna be like, shit. But if you flip it, the results are the same. The same amount of people are gonna be qualified. It's not gonna magically change things, but you're gonna be like, boom, I unqualified this guy in just 30 seconds. Boom, I made awesome. Next
Yeah.
one is gonna be on 29 seconds.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
assume the quality, you're gonna have a blast, bro. You're gonna have a blast.
Okay,
Oh,
I love that.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
we cannot help you because you are whatever XYZ. But call us once you get this money or whatever you're serious about. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Boom,
or we
hang
can
up.
send you
Next.
this. Okay, nice. Nice, love that. That's
Or
interesting. What
even
about
just
the
hang up.
pickup rates? Yeah, yeah. What about the pickup rates? Because like on the committed coaches,
Mhm.
I was there for like an hour to get 1 to 2 calls. Just dialing, power dialing. It's
Yeah,
like 1 in 100 people that you call. It's fucking hilarious. The pickup rate was so that.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
1%, 3%.
That is a huge thing. So I also have some frameworks for that. It's super dead easy. My company had actually really good pickup rates, but it didn't feel like it. It's never gonna be enough. No
Yeah.
matter if you call. if you, it's gonna feel like that. Like if one out of two people, so pretty much 50% pickup rate, picks
Yeah.
up the phone, and that's your, it's not gonna be enough. You're gonna be like, fuck, nobody's picking up.
Okay, okay.
It's still gonna feel like that. But my company was actually one every 5 or 6, so a little bit below 20
Yeah.
pickup rate.
Still
You could
fucking
work with that. It
something.
was good. So what you want to do is call everybody twice.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Send a
everybody. Like
voicemail.
sometimes call someone just once, and if your intuition for whatever reason, like they just submitted the thing, but they couldn't dial or whatever, they just move on. But mostly
Yeah.
dial twice. That does work. Sometimes even 3 times.
Mm.
Actually, I found that if you're insistent enough, like if you go, like you're just okay. Let me put this into words. You're just one extra dial from getting that pickup,
Yeah. Get the person on the phone.
right? So,
Yeah.
and that's always true. Like if it's the 100th time that you've dialed in a row, right? So within seconds of dialing, you're
Yeah.
just one more dial away from them picking up. Like eventually they're gonna have
Okay.
to pick up.
Yeah. Okay.
And and
Makes sense.
and obviously it is true because theoretically, if you stay there infinitely dialing, I mean,
I mean, they're
you
gonna
either,
block you at some point, right? If they ignore you.
yeah, they're gonna block you at some point. But then if you never stop, you never stop. So you're gonna keep like
Yeah.
mathematically whatever, that doesn't matter. Point is,
Yeah.
if you apply that concept, sometimes I have dialed like 5, 6 times because my intuition told me like, okay, they are busy right now, or they have like their hands dirty, so I'm just gonna wait like 5 minutes and then dial, and then like maybe 6 minutes instead of five or whatever, and then eventually it is true they pick up like, oh yeah, sorry, I was like super busy or whatever, and I couldn't, but it's good,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
I was planning on calling you guys, then I forgot. Like, so follow your
Oh,
intuition,
nice.
but as a general rule, just 2 times should be good.
Yep.
And then super important, let it ring for maximum 20 to 25 seconds,
Yeah, don't
no
wait
more.
like a whole minute. Yeah.
Whole minute, it's a fucking waste of time.
Yeah, you just sit there like
Yeah.
yeah, it's fucking hilarious. That's what I did.
No,
Too
I
many.
did the same thing. It's a huge mistake because,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's the data. Like if they don't answer in the first 20 seconds, they're probably not gonna, like the chances of them answering afterwards super low.
Yeah, like
Now it does
exponentially.
happen.
Hmm.
It does happen. That's why you want to double dial.
True. That's like more effective, right? And if they ignore
Yeah.
you because it's like, oh, I can't be bothered, and then you dial a second time, and they're like, oh, okay, fuck, like I should pick up.
Yeah.
Right? They have this like instinct of like, oh, okay, something important. Yeah.
Yeah. And the good thing is, one thing that increased a lot the pickup rate of my company, and that's gonna happen if you're disciplined enough, is that people are gonna start calling you back.
Yeah.
So what might
That
not seem
happens a
like,
lot.
yeah, what might seem like, oh, nobody's fucking picking up, could translate later on calls that you're getting.
Yeah, you're just like sowing, those seeds, and like 1 in 15 calls
Yeah.
that haven't answered, like it's just gonna dial you back, and they're gonna be receptive and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is that people might answer, be like, "Oh, I'm busy. Call you later or whatever."
Yeah.
That's also a whole new skill on how to schedule a call, and a
Yeah.
whole new skill on how you keep track so that when that time comes by, you actually call the people. Like you don't forget.
Yeah, it's like tasks
And
in a CRM, I guess, or in like Google Calendar.
yeah, yeah, but definitely it is a skill of reviewing the Google Calendar,
Yeah,
making sure
yeah.
that you match the name with the number, that it's easy, all these different things. But that matters a lot. And sometimes it happens that they say like, "Oh yeah, tomorrow 2 p.m. is perfect." Then tomorrow 2 p.m. their time, obviously the time, that's also a whole skill. Oh, sorry, I told you today at 2 p.m., but actually tomorrow 2 p.m. and then so on. But they could be qualified. Like that has happened to me.
Yeah.
That like I had to reschedule 3, 4, 5 times. Obviously, that's part of the strategy. Before you actually reschedule or schedule a call for a good time, you want to qualify them because there's no point in rescheduling a
Yeah,
call
scheduling.
if
Yeah.
they're qualified.
True.
Yeah, but once you do that, it is good to follow up. Follow up is everything because, well, you're only going to follow up with people that you know that they're qualified. And yeah, there's just gold to be collected there. Your follow up list,
Okay.
they're always going to pick up. There might not be, they might be busy, but they're always going to pick up. So you build that sort of, okay, this is a real human being who cares about me. It's a lot of rapport. It's easy, that easy. The
Yeah,
difficult
okay.
part is their organizational skills. Yeah.
Okay, interesting, interesting. Anything else like crucial on the mindset?
I mean, that's all I can
10
remember as
minutes.
for right now.
Yeah,
But that's the main thing. Yeah. And do
that's the
do enough
basis.
volume so
Okay.
that you can get paid,
Yeah, yeah, bro, definitely. Interesting. Sounds more like performance based than I thought.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. Interesting.
That's
Because
why,
imagine, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say that's why a lot of people stay as setters
Hmm.
because it's actually really different from
Addictive.
the performance. No, it's not addictive at all. It's but
Oh.
it requires a different set of strategy and strategic
Hmm.
skills, not like sales skills. Sales skills is always going to be sales skills, but it
Yeah.
requires a different mindset than being a closer.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
super, super different. Okay.
and that's why I have grown to be like really set on. Okay, I'm gonna be a closer.
Only closer, yeah, because like if you meddle with like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm gonna be a closer while I'm setting, like, bro, it doesn't, it's difficult.
no, it's good. It's good.
Like they're different.
People do it. People do it,
Yeah.
but you have to have dominated these two things that I'm telling you about, which it's possible. Like I think I am in my way there, and I have no problem on getting an appointment setting gig right now because I think that I've dominated and that I could really earn with that. But it's just not what I want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Like
But yeah, that's
I'm through
nice.
with it.
Having that
Yeah,
establishment, yeah, it's very nice. It's nice. Love that.
it's like two sports. It's like surfing and then like kite surfing. It's similar. It's still water. It's still like the same base, but you need to different equipment, strategy. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, and
like
different
a
skill
different
set.
community around it. All these things. Exactly. Different
Yeah,
skill set.
okay. Interesting, interesting. I feel like that foundation of like crushing it as a setter, because like ultimately people who go towards closing like right away, they have some sort of foundation, right? It's just not a setter foundation.
Yeah.
That's what I usually find. They either
Yeah.
like, because like the two guys I know, okay, three guys I know who jumped right into closing. First has been selling for 10 years. The second had his own like school program making a couple K a month on there, teaching people's. Third one was in a fucking UK, like King's College studying,
Mhm.
med. The other was like also a fucking coach, a beast, like
Mhm.
living his dream life in Bali. So it's like they already have so much fucking background, right? But when you don't have that
I think.
sales setter foundation, it's just sort of like you crumble a
Yeah.
bit if there's
I think
nothing.
all of that helps, but and it's actually necessary, but for different reasons. I think that why these people like their background, why that helps them so much, despite it being sales or not, is because the work works on you more than you work on the work.
Right? Yeah,
In terms of whatever they had to experience
it shaped them in
to
a way,
be in
right?
that position, yeah, like the
Yeah.
level of discipline of talking to people, of interacting with the world,
It's
it's
like
a
the
lot of
identity
data.
then. Yeah.
Yeah,
So they got shaped in this
it's a lot
specific
of knowledge.
identity. Yeah, but for me, I haven't necessarily done that with other stuff, right? So then with setting, it's going to shape me
Exactly.
into the identity that is more suitable for closing.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
correct.
more like
And that's what I
confident
felt.
and outgoing and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what, like, for example, this couple months of not touching closing or sales or anything has done to me.
Hmm.
Like, just a spiritual thing, more confidence, more
Yeah.
whatever,
Just
more,
mindset.
bro. Yeah, exactly. Now, there are ways to make that more efficient, obviously. If you do a Navy SEAL
Hell week. Yeah.
program and yeah, you're an elite person, obviously you're gonna build a stronger character, more confident, more spiritual, whatever, than if you just sat down and ate chips all day. But but yeah, I think that's specifically how it works. And because that is so relevant when you're a closer, you have to be a leader, you have to have confidence, you have
Yeah.
to have all this data of how the world works. You have to understand that the world is a dangerous, devastating, unfair place. And you have to realize a lot of realities, a lot of things that are real. You have to be very mature. That's the word. To be a
Yeah.
closer, you have to gain a level of maturity and perception of the world to be able to guide others and have so much conviction. And that doesn't come for free nor with shortcuts.
Yeah. Exactly. Very well said. That you don't get
Awesome,
born
man.
with it. So good
Yeah,
conclusion. I love it.
you know,
Love that. Awesome stuff. We have 4.5 minutes till the meeting ends, but it's really phenomenal. I appreciate your help. Really useful, really
glad I can
insightful.
help.